Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube.
Of course, I'm wearing a striped shirt.
Yep.
Did I change? Man. Oh well. At least it's not too bad.
Oh, I didn't even change the information thing. I was supposed to change that. I didn't do that yet. I'm just gonna call it Chapter 40 Live 3D Talk, but we are live. I can see us live on YouTube. We got some people waiting.
See us live too.
How's everyone doing today? How's everyone doing? Brad, Amber, how's it going?
Good.
We
good.
do have the illustrious, elusive Amber B hanging out with us today. Of course, we've got Brad hanging out as well, and yeah, it's gonna have some fun. Hey, Allison, how are things? So Justin was supposed to be our third, but Justin is running late to pack for a family trip this week and told us like 10 minutes before we were supposed to go live, but he couldn't make it. So
I'm Justin today.
Thanks, Amber. I could change your name to Justin if you want.
No.
My cousin's hanging out. Hi, Lauren.
Am I able to open that up and see that? Let's see.
Yeah, you should be able to go into YouTube Studio, but you're gonna hear us like 10 seconds after.
No, if I just like open the live stream.
Yeah, you can open the live.
You can open the live stream.
It might cause a tear in the space-time continuum.
You can pop out the chat and then close the live stream. That's what I do.
Jonathan says I should name you Better Grant, Amber.
Aww.
Jonathan, with all
no,
due
you're
respect,
Better Grant.
She's not wrong. It should be Better Grant. However, it wouldn't fit in that nameplate. So, unfortunately, we're going to have to leave it the way that it is. I'm sorry. That's just the way that it goes. And I'm going to be proactive. I'm going to turn Brad and Amber up just a hair because the two of you
I don't know
have
what you're talking
to
about.
Be very quiet.
Hey, I can turn my gain up.
And I have a tendency to be very not quiet.
You said it, not me.
Yeah.
I apologize. The camera's a little shaky. Coaching just running in the background.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Our videos aren't the best because we have 3D printers running in the background on a 3D printer podcast.
I'm just.
It's a pretty good problem to have.
Hey, it's a great problem to have. I wish we had more machines running in the background, but we are finishing up some designs for a client. So we're just kind of hanging out and waiting for those to come in. But today we're going to be talking all about a couple of different things. We've got the Relativity Space, just got a $650 million Series E funding to ramp up production of its new Terrain R rocket, so 3D printing rockets and stuff. We're going to be talking about the Loki bust that we made. I know, Brad, you have been enjoying the Loki television show. And, yeah, we're just going to be hanging out. I'm trying to think of what else we were going to be talking about. I'm waiting for to pull up my YouTube. Oh, duh, freaking slicers, dude. We can talk about the 3D printing slicers. And, yeah, the slicers are actually the one I'm like quite looking forward to. And, yeah, we can totally talk about Amber's cosplay. Don't forget, don't message me inside of Zoom because it does come up and is a pain. So, anyways, it is all good. Anyways, yeah, so for those that don't know, we use Zoom to connect everyone, and then we use OBS to throw the background on it. So, Allison did watch the first Loki. Is there more than one Loki, Brad? Because I haven't watched any of them, if there are.
Can we kick him off the call?
Did you kick me off the call? I'm hosting the call. You can't kick me off the call.
There's only one episode. There's only one episode now. There's 6 episodes every Wednesday. The second one this coming Wednesday.
Yeah, Jonathan said we should reminisce on what slicers used to be before Bruce a Slicer. Oh, man. Yeah, we'll get to that one where I can talk about some of our fun in dealing with it. And because Victoria is likely going to end up hanging out with Amber, I'm going to put green...
My door is actually closed. I don't know.
That's right. The cat. So if those that don't know, Amber's actually in the same building as I am.
Coming from the same house.
Just a few doors over. So if I'm really loud, theoretically, you should be able to hear me on her microphone. But don't worry, there are no Grant rants likely happening. Okay, so Allison says, so they're not behind on TV for a change. I can't confirm or deny those allegations because I have not a freaking clue. But anyways, this is chapter 40 of Making Awesome. I had the old chapter 37 up, so I didn't update it. So we're just going to roll with it, saying that it's live 3D talk, because that's kind of what it is. Anyways, but my name is Grant. I'm kind of the guy that runs this whole thing, but I'm going to pass it over to Brad first. Oh, Brad is this way for me. Brad is backwards for me.
Oh, for me, you're above.
Yeah, and Amber's right below me. I know where Amber is. Although she's better than me. I don't call her the better 3/4 for no reason, and you all are going to probably learn about some of that stuff today. But Brad, tell us who you are, where you're from, what you do. Give us the Backstreet Boys, and let's go for it.
I'm Brad. I'm an employee for 3D Musketeers. I'm the one who gets Grant all the notes so he doesn't mess up when he's talking. That has still happened a couple times. And I 3D print all of the things.
I like that. I give him the notes so he doesn't mess up, but he still somehow figures out how to mess up.
But then we get the comedic feature Grant, so I'm not necessarily complaining.
You know, I was always worried about that adaptation, but we'll talk about it in a bit, because this was like the first real week that we implemented Future Grant, like beyond just like little editor things. Anyways, Amber, give us the Backstreet Boys. What's going on?
Oh, right. I gotta look up. I'm Amber, because you're up there.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Hi, Amber. How are you doing?
Anyways, I'm Amber. I'm Grant's significant other, or I guess slightly better Grant, whatever you want to call me. It's fine. I'm a nurse during my day job, so that's been fun. Otherwise, I just like to make stuff. I like to learn how to make stuff. A lot of the things I can make are mostly in theory. Eventually, I'll put it into practice. But I'm always trying to make weird things or cosplay and stuff like that. So I'd like to get back into it. Obviously, we haven't really had conventions for the past year, and it'll probably be a while. I think the last convention I went to was like PAX South, like January, right before COVID, and then it was nothing. So, yeah, that's a little bit about me. You'll learn a little more as time goes on.
I think both Brad and Amber are very, that they undersell themselves, right? Brad
it's better to undersell yourself and over-deliver, right? You don't oversell yourself and under-deliver.
But the both of you do so much crazy cool stuff, and you just gloss over it because we all kind of have that same ideology of, don't toot your own horn, right? And I'll tell you, that's one of the craziest things for me as someone who's now has like a persona on the internet, is to talk about myself less humble, but more realistic as to what it actually is. So let's be straightforward with it. Brad is the youngest user of a tool changer on the planet and actually has an ongoing contest right now with E3D. So if you are watching this podcast or listening in and you can make superhero related stuff,
comic, not superhero. Comic.
Oh, comic. See, this is. I should have had it up, but I didn't. I just remembered that you had a contest. See, Brad, give us the contest. What's the contest?
It's any superhero related prints, models, anything regarding 3D printers and comics. Did I say superhero? I said superhero.
You said superheroes. I was going to give you crap for it too. I just said superheroes and you corrected me. No, it's because
I'm putting
I
a link to the
superheroes in your head.
I put a link to the video in the chat. It runs until July 7th. Yeah, July 7th. And you get extra points if your submission somehow involves multi-material or multicolor 3D printing, because I like those sorts of things.
We all like those kinds of things. Even Amber likes those kind of things, but it's been a long... So I don't do a lot of multi-material printing and multicolor. I'm literally running a multicolored print right now, and if you're watching this live stream before Tuesday, you're going to get to see some hidden goodness, because we are running the time lapse for Thursday right now, and I've got the time lapse for Tuesday sitting in front of me that needs to get finished up. So I'll probably be whittling through that during the podcast itself. But yeah, and then Amber doesn't tell you things. Amber is an ICU nurse. She literally saves lives every single day She is amazing. A lovely lady that you never, under any circumstances, want to meet professionally.
Don't come visit me, please.
Don't
Stay
come
away.
visit her. Yeah, never meet Amber professionally. If you want to, you know, if you see her out and we're hanging out, wave hi at us. That's not a professional meet, right? That's totally different than what it could be, because you don't want to end up under Amber's care. Now, I will tell you, she'll take damn good care of you because she's taking damn good care of me. But you know, don't find yourself there.
He's only a little broken sometimes. It's okay.
My back is pretty broken. Well, technically, it's not even broken.
Well, you know what I mean.
It is herniated, which sounds way worse than broken, I think. But I think it's only because I know what a herniation looks like because of you.
I mean,
Allison says that she's fairly safe and that she won't meet you professionally. I would say that Allison is one of the more safer subscribers on our YouTube channel that will not meet you professionally. So, yeah. I guess that's good. We also have an all Florida podcast, which doesn't happen very often. Sometimes John hangs out, but I don't think we've had one when it's been me, John, and Brad.
I don't think I've been on a podcast with John yet.
Yeah.
Thanks for the support, Allison. Hello.
Yes. Thank you for the support, Allison, AE, and some of the other awesome subscribers. Now, cardstock collectors going through and like commenting on every one of our videos, and I love it because I can see it and I'm like going back and I'm typing out responses. It's fun. And for all you makers and cricketers out there, we got our hands on some of the brand new Cricut Smart materials, and I'm going to be dissecting it and trying to figure out how they work. Because if we can reverse engineer how Cricut makes their smart materials function, then we might be able to take regular vinyl and make it function as a smart material for those of you that are looking to upgrade to the newest machine, right? If you want to stay within that ecosystem, I feel like we should at least try to find a way that you can make it all work. Because I got the rolls for the Cricut Joy, so it's like 5.5 by 13 inches long. It was like $7 for a piece of vinyl that big. I'm like, this is ridiculous. But something I did notice, and we'll bring it up in the video, the smart materials have different colors. The blacks are all black on the top, but it's the underneath. And my theory is that's how the machine detects it. But I have to wait for Cricut to release more smart materials for their version 3. And I have to be able to buy them in stores to where we can do that. So I'm going to spend a lot of money on a video that I have no value. Does your mom have a Joy, Brad?
No. He has the Explorer.
Oh, the Explorer 2,
I think it's the 2.
Yeah.
I don't think it was branded as the 2, but I think it's the second generation.
Oh. Auntie Tay did a good video. She got regular vinyl 13 inches wide with no mat and got the speed profile to work. So am I hearing that Cricut Smart Materials are complete and utter BS? Because if that's true,
it's odd.
Oh, the pain, it burns inside of me. I think we're lighting the fire of another Grant rant.
Lord help us all.
Black grabs below.
She said she hasn't tried longer than 24-inch long yet.
All right, I'll have my vinyl guy cut me like 13 inches by 4 feet. I'll contact him after this. Oh god, it smells like propane in here now.
Also, I apologize to everyone for wearing stripes on camera.
Yeah, Amber,
that
mistakes were made, but that's okay. But yeah, it's I don't know. I want to do a video on all of this new smart material because I have a feeling it's not actually smart, and I think Auntie Tay just kind of proved that. Let me check out her, because we're subscribed to each other. I just literally don't watch videos on the 3D Musketeers channel because that's just, I don't know. There's a bunch of people that use it. Let me see. She did. Oh, okay. So she did live streams. How to use Orcal vinyl with a Cricut Joy. Yeah. Cutting regular vinyl. Oh. Okay, no. That is just using regular vinyl on the Joy. Yeah, she did a video recently all about do you need smart materials. I am interested to look more about that. Because, yeah, if that's true, then we're going to do something similar. I mean, I already bought the vinyl, so in my defense, I had this idea before she posted that video and before I saw it. So I'm not copying. We just both literally said, this is bullshit. We need to find a way around it. Because, yeah.
More proof, the better.
Right. Yeah. But, you know, she has... How many subscribers is she up to now? 339,000.
Nice.
We're not even 1/10 of that.
Hey,
we're not even 1% of that. But, hey, that's okay. Anyways, let's jump into Relativity Space. So Relativity Space just got a $650 million raise out of Series E funding. And Relativity Space is a company that is going after SpaceX, right? There are a lot of companies going after SpaceX, and it makes sense, right? SpaceX is kind of a low-hanging fruit in aerospace right now. There's very few competitors for them. There's really not a whole lot going on in that regard either because there's no competition, right? No one's... Yeah, you've got ULA, and here's the way that I look at it. SpaceX is great if you need to get to space for cheap. ULA, United Launch Alliance, is good if you want to guarantee to get to space. SpaceX, even though they've had an incredible track record recently, has not had the greatest track record, period. ULA has a 100% track record. Nadav says, hey, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, so ULA has a perfect track record. Now, they're not the cheapest, but if companies are trying to get their product to space and they don't really have the time or affordability to make a second one, a lot of them are choosing ULA that don't already have contracts with the U.S. government. So the U.S. government seems to be preferring SpaceX to a point where I'm even looking at this as a little bit of a monopoly, right? But it's only a monopoly because they were all internally self-funded and had the throughput that wasn't allowed to companies like Blue Origin, ULA, and now Relativity Space. But funny enough, SpaceX did not win that big reusability rocket contract from the X Prize, right? Is that what it was, Brad? The X Prize? Is that the thing? Maybe. Mm-hmm. I vividly remember in our shop in Wiregrass, so I can tell you this was no less than 3 years ago, when United Launch Alliance built the first recoverable spacecraft, where they were able to launch a rocket and then land it. And they won like $10 million for this. And like 6 months later, the Falcon 9 comes out and makes Blue Origin all but, you know, a side piece. I'm glad that people are trying to go after SpaceX. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Elon Musk. I love what he's doing. I think he's a bit of an egomaniac, but what multi-billionaire in the tech business isn't, right? But I think that he needs to get slapped around a little bit, right?
Yeah, I think some healthy competition's always good.
It's necessary for things to improve, right? So normally, right, if you look at the drug industry, not drugs like cocaine, but drugs like pharmaceuticals, Amber, when companies don't have any competition, what do? They stop, right? They put out their one drug and then they leave it alone. Because if there's nobody else competing, there is no reason to make it any better. Because there's no valid point in competition. Look at what happened with Intel. Intel basically lived for the past, 7 years unobstructed by AMD. And then all of a sudden Ryzen came out. And Intel was left with their pants on the ground, looking like a fool with their pants on the ground. And they still have been unable to catch up. Right? So I look at it and say, this is good. But SpaceX is doing better, right? They've got the SN-15 that they finally got to land without blowing up. And don't get me wrong, right? The best press that Elon ever gets is when one of those stupid starships fail its test flight, right? Everybody picks up the big boom that it made, and it's things that you hear around the water coolers the next day, and people talk about it. I don't think I heard a lot of people talking as much about the one that actually didn't blow up. So that was interesting to me in that, you know, SpaceX has kind of built a thing around we just blow up rockets because that's what they're designed to do. And that's become their thing. Because, like, oh, man, another Falcon 9 goes to space with a Crew Dragon capsule and carries people. Okay, we did that last week. Oh, they launched more satellites. Oh, they did that last week. SpaceX is basically launching a Falcon 9 every 3 days right now. Yeah, I believe they have enough launches that it comes out to like every 3 days they're launching a rocket. It's like 180 launches they had planned this year. Huh?
I haven't followed this as closely as I should be. I didn't know that.
You know why we haven't followed it as closely? Even though all three of us live within 25 minutes of each other in Florida, it's because it's gotten old. It's kind of gotten old. Now, don't get me wrong. I love going to see the rockets go up. There's nothing like going to see a Falcon 9 or a Falcon Heavy or anything like that take off in person. It is really, really cool. But it's like, oh, yeah, that must be SpaceX, or it's a missile. Who the hell knows? It's probably one of the two. I mean, one of which is cool. The other one, I won't survive the next 3 minutes. But hey, you know, one way or the other. But so far, it's been a Falcon 9, so that's a plus. But, yeah, I don't know, man. I like this. I think it's cool. Now, the thing that interests me is that the data that I last saw is that it took SpaceX $100 million to get a Falcon 9 into space. Relativity Space just raised $650 million. And they're all about 3D printing these rockets. Now, I haven't done enough research into the topic.
Me either.
I think this is going to be either... This video is probably... I haven't filmed it yet. It's going to be either our Wednesday or our Friday video. I was going to do the Cura video for Wednesday, but I've decided that... I saw an article about Habitat for Humanity using Cobode 3D printers to print homes, and I think that's way cooler than doing Cura. And, like, that's just something that I want to do. So, damn it, I'm going to do it. So I think that's the one I'm going to film.
Like the boss or something.
What? Yeah, like I'm the boss or something. Right, yeah. That whole thing. I'm the boss. No, I think we all know Victoria is the boss. And as you guys see on the live streams, whenever the cat does something, I kind of have to stop. This last... What was the video that we had the big cat... the big cat blooper in? There were like 6 of them. Like,
is it the Person Slicer
He
video?
runs this house.
it was, yes, it was the Pursa Slicer video. There were like 6 different cat outtakes, and we just chose the best one. She does run the whole house, but
There's a Falcon 9 launching June 17th, June 24th, July, I don't see a date for Starlink. July 15th, no, that's a Proton. August 18th,
so I'll be
September 15th. So they've got quite a few more going.
And
And
like,
these are just Falcon 9s I'm searching for.
oh, okay. I think
That's
SpaceX
impressive.
has it on their website. It was something stupid. It was quite a few launches in a year, like more than I would think are necessary. But they're on to like what? A
Well, and it used to
Falcon-
be only like every couple months, and now at minimum there's at least once a month, if not more.
But they're doing a Falcon. They're doing? What is it now? Number 10 or 11 that one of their Falcons has flown. And like, to give you an idea, and I'm reading the article right now about the Relativity Space thing. This thing's pretty amazing. It's fully 3D printed, which is honestly kind of cool. I'm curious where, I wonder. Okay, so they have a Stargate 3D printer, and that was a $140 million 3D printer. Give you an idea. Or they used $140 million of funding.
Makes my
build
wallet
it.
hurt.
It does hurt. It does hurt my wallet as well. But theoretically, it's big enough to 3D print. What? It's big enough to print a rocket. And we're not talking like you go to Hobby Lobby and get yourself an SD's rocket kit. No, we're talking like rocket.
Not like this.
Yeah, like rockets that could carry multiple people into space, which is amazing. What did you show? I completely missed what you showed.
Interflex.
Oh, you got a flex rocket. That's what
That's
happens
really cool.
when they when things don't go well. I gotta do one in flex. That's a cool little print.
It really is cool.
You still have some of the yellow Ninja Flex over there. Cool.
I do have yellow Ninja Flex. I should
It
use
is.
that. We'll do that. We'll do that for a time lapse. That'd be a fun time lapse. Like have it in my hands and I move my hand out and the rocket pops up in the video.
Supposedly TPU, at least according to Geeky Faye, TPU is horrible for time lapses.
Right, because of all the stringing, and that is a spiral vase, which makes it even worse for time lapsing.
Can you even time lapse a spiral vase easily? Got it looking.
I guess that's why it would be terrible.
You'd have to do it by time. So, time lapsing currently operates by layers. Mm-hmm. This would operate via.
You'd have it just take a picture every 5 seconds or so.
Yeah, I feel like the start and stops on a vase though would look really.
That would be bad.
Oh yeah, it would look terrible. It would look absolutely terrible.
You could.
It's a small enough print that you could just try it, just out of curiosity.
You could probably do one where instead of vase mode, it's just one perimeter, and then it takes a time lapse or a picture after each perimeter.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess it does make sense. We already have massive stringing problems, by the way. I'm gonna give it away right now, but we're doing the Spaghetti Detective for the Tuesday, and I kid you not, spaghetti both times I printed it, which is hilarious. If you notice, there's all.
It recovered the second time, but obviously it doesn't look the best.
Well, the first time I could have let it ride, but I'm like, oh, I can just fix the support material. It'll be fine. Nope. It fits in the base. Where did I just put the base? The base is here. And, yeah. Of course, if you're listening audio only, none of this will make sense. But I'm holding up a bust of a female lady, and she is the Spaghetti Detective, which is for a company called the Spaghetti Detective. It's an Octoprint plugin, right, Brad? That monitors.
I don't remember whether it's a plugin or if it's only a plugin, it's a really advanced plugin.
I know it uses your camera to detect anomalies in your print, and then it'll alert you saying, hey, something happened, and this isn't good.
And if it detects something that's really bad, it can even kill the print on itself.
Yes, it can. Although Tom Sadladder, we call him locally Mr. Salamander, Tom's 3D on YouTube. He did some videos on it, I remember. And he said, yeah, it is incredibly sensitive, which, I like it.
It also didn't detect a whole bunch of things when I remember that video vaguely when he tested the Benchy.
I don't know if it was
deliberately made it.
I don't know if it was the Spaghetti Detective or it was somebody else, but I'm fairly certain it was the Spaghetti Detective that he did the video for.
Oh, yeah, it was the Spaghetti Detective. I'm saying I don't remember it detecting everything. He deliberately made the printer fail in different ways. I don't think it detected all of them.
Well, we'll have to do videos like that too. I mean, there's no reason that we wouldn't. Those are just kind of generic, gimme, YouTube videos. But fun thing, the sets are in working, so this is pretty cool. We were gonna have Patreon up by this past Friday, but that didn't happen, and I was gonna try to do a Patreon-only live stream. But I feel like that would have taken too much time anyways. But we're hoping to have Patreon out by early this week and get Patreon rolling throughout the week. And then maybe, I don't know, mid next week, late next week, we do a Patreon-only live stream where we show you guys the brand new sets and you all actually get to help us out on what you want to see in the set. Because I know my garbage old solid doodle press is going to go on there. The M3D Micro that I bought for $5 at an estate sale is going to be in there because these machines serve no other purpose to me. I'm going to put some really cool clocks since I am a clock maker in my free time. Haha. Ha ha ha. No, saying that I don't have any free time. That was a business owner joke, not a clock joke. Sorry if you thought it was a clock joke.
It was both.
It was really only meant to be a business owner joke. But I'll have some of my cool clocks up there, and I will do my best to make sure that they are always, their time is always set correctly, so you guys can see, within 12 hours of what time we film those videos. So, I don't know.
Have you considered having, a mini or something behind you that you actually run prints on when you're filming?
I thought about it, and I would have to get a couple more minis to do that. Now, that's absolutely in the works. We have a mini that did its first set of prints. Like, it did, I think it was 20 prints total, and yeah, it more than paid for itself multiple times. So, I got to get paid from that print job, and then I'll probably buy another mini or two, because they're not running very long lead times right now. I think they're down to like 1 to 2 weeks.
The mostly assembled ones I looked the other day. I think the kits are running a longer lead time than the mostly assembled ones.
Yeah, Brad, if you don't mind, let's take a look and see.
I'm looking.
Because I would love to build a mini kit.
You're saying you're saying the kits are taking longer than the built ones?
Because they have a higher demand. Because most people want the kit. Yeah, the kits say 6 to 7 weeks, and the mostly built ones say 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah, see, honestly, it still takes like an hour to build a mini. Amber,
you could probably build it less than an hour.
That's true. You guys might remember Amber from the wonderful hit video, like racing my girlfriend to build a Prusa mini, and almost losing. Have you been in any other videos?
I'm still kind of upset that there were no instructions for the gummy bears.
Okay, so there weren't in our manual, but it is on the manual that's online.
Weird. Maybe
it wasn't in your copy manual?
No, it wasn't. Because I looked, I was like, oh, that's weird.
Yeah, in our copy of the mini manual, there was nothing in there about gummy bears. I know.
I don't remember which manual I used when I built mine, but I'm pretty sure one of the ones I built used the physical manual, and it mentioned gummy bears.
Well, ours had mentioned at the beginning, but then it never said,
I should point out though, Brad, when did you get your mini?
I got my mini plus shortly before you got your mini plus.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I think I had mine a lot longer than you had yours, but no, you opened yours a lot earlier than I opened mine.
That's fair.
And I don't blame you. I wanted to make content out of it, so.
I ordered mine like a week or two before Black Friday, and you ordered yours on Black Friday.
I did. I ordered mine right on Black Friday. That's right, because we had to deal with the price increase, and you actually got the auto upgrade, which was really cool of Prusa to do that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, again, I love the minis. I think that, as someone, I mean, I own, are we ready to change colors? No, we're bridging. Okay. As someone that owns both minis and Mark 3Ss, if you don't need the volume of a Mark 3S, honestly, get a mini. Like, they're half the
Unless
price.
You're printing in flexibles a lot. I don't think I've even loaded flexibles into my mini just because it's Bowden and I don't want to deal with that.
But, I was so impressed with how their stock settings worked. Like, I gave the mini settings that I thought would work, and they were garbage. I used the stock Prusa profiles on the mini, and other than adding speed to it, because I'm sorry, 65 is way too slow for a fast print, they printed basically 100% stock. And you know what? I'm impressed. Now, there's room to improve. Like there were some, some blobs on the retraction and detraction, but that is somewhat typical for Bowdens if you don't really take the time to play them in. So just something to think about there. I like it though. I think that machine's gonna be one of their new big dogs. But like we look at all the things that the mini came with, and it gives me so much. I'm amped for what's coming out, right? Prusa is promising printers this year, and I don't think we've technically seen any of them.
For this year.
Yeah.
And we haven't gotten any of them yet.
We haven't gotten any of them.
Yeah. 2 SLA printers.
And then 2 other printers as far as we're aware.
One of them's the XL. I think
Allegedly.
Allegedly is the XL.
Hopefully.
I love
we don't
Prusa's
really know
answer. It makes me laugh on their Prusa Live. By the way, if you're a Prusa machine and you're not watching Prusa Live, you should. It's Prusa's weekly podcast. It gets way more views than ours does. But it's still fun, right? It's always fun to hang out with other cool people. And I'm going to give you guys a bit of a teaser. Did they have the guy on that we're going to have on? They had him on, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
They
Multiple times.
Okay. Well, we are... So the individual that made this part and the individual that made the Loki bust, which is right there behind me, his name is Wexter.
And right here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Brad's
this-
got a lot...
oh,
Brad,
this
you
looks
love Wexter's
horrible.
prints. Oh, yeah. It looks terrible on camera.
It looks so... Go to my Twitter. You'll see a lot.
Brad,
Shameless
plug your
plug.
Twitter. What's your Twitter?
Brad R3D.
At BradR3D.
I'm gonna link to it.
Yeah, link it
It
in the
looks so much-
YouTube channel.
Yeah.
But or you don't let me do it that way. You don't give out. Oh no, people already know your YouTube channel name, right?
Yeah, be last. It's not a secret. It's
Okay,
just
I just wanted to make it sure.
I made it that for some reason.
I don't see your comments if you're commenting in that video.
What video?
Are you commenting in the YouTube video?
You mean in the live stream chat?
Yeah.
I just put a link in the chat. Can you not see it?
I don't see it yet. No.
No.
Maybe it's blocking the link. I don't see my...
I'm a cool guy. I can post it. I don't see your name in there at all.
Hmm.
I might need to refresh though, just to be safe. Something.
No, I don't see anything.
Can
Oh,
you see
I saw
I
that
said
one.
Hi?
Yep.
Maybe it's blocking the links.
I don't
maybe.
know. I'm gonna grab it though.
Yeah, Allison
Because-
said nothing in the chat.
Huh?
Allison said nothing in the chat.
Okay.
Maybe it's because it was automatically blocking me or something.
Sounds like something that would happen.
I'm trying to like access my own damn.
While you're
screen.
doing
It
that,
doesn't appear that it's letting me.
you mentioned that Bruce's stock profiles are wonderful.
Yeah.
I can vouch for that on a non-Prusa machine.
Oh, was
this-
this you? Oh, so you listened to Jordan and actually printed it with stock
And it
Prusa
worked.
settings. It worked.
So I was trying to get the mini Loki dude on my tool changer, and I ran the Prusa Viva LeBron's blend at elixir settings, 217 degrees Celsius on the nozzle, and a 60% fan.
Okay.
Because that's what I assumed, and it works on my Prusa machine, so they look really shiny. And as you can see, the camera focuses. You can see that it started to jam randomly.
Yep.
There's two, and then Jordan Mad Monkey recommended that I try Prusa stock settings, and
Straight up
literally the
stock
next
settings.
print was perfect.
I love it. I love it.
215p and 100%.
I am having
Oh,
a
that's
hard
cool.
time seeing my live chat, which is really, really weird.
I can see on my end
Okay,
that
I
I
got
sent
it
it, and
now.
I can
I
see on
got it
my
now.
phone.
I got it.
I can
now.
see on my phone everything I sent that wasn't a link.
See, I'm the cool guy, and it lets me post links because I'm the cool guy.
I see them.
What if I report it?
Why don't you not do that, Amber?
I'm kidding.
But Amber, we've been dating for how long?
Long enough.
It's been-
A couple years.
It's been a
3,
minute.
4 years.
We
so-
honestly have no clue. But you have done very little 3D printing for cosplay. Are you excited to do a 3D printing cosplay coming
You gotta
up?
call me. You gotta call me out like that.
Oh, I'll call you out. You live amongst 25 3D printers.
Yeah, I know.
But you know what? Now we can turn it into a channel video.
Well, we'll get something out. We'll see.
I'm
No,
saying we
actually-
are going to do it. And
Oh,
chat,
you're
I
just
want all
saying.
of you to pressure Amber into doing
No.
an entire... Because how fun would that be? How fun would it be to watch
I'm
someone...
not good at 3D designing.
You don't
That's
have to be
not
good
gonna...
at 3D designing. That's what myself and the team are for. It's a team thing.
We'll pick
I'll
something.
be right
We'll
back,
see.
guys. To death.
Huh?
What'd you say?
I don't know. He's going somewhere.
I just have to grab something.
Okay,
I have
go.
to be good at modeling to make something. I need this on my iPad.
Oh, should I show it? No, I won't.
Show it. No, show it. Because that
Right
picture...
here.
So Brad is
So-
holding up an angry jellyfish.
Hold
And
on, I have
Amber,
it right
why
here.
don't you go through and explain everything beyond that?
I wish I had the channel which I got this video from because it's not really fair to not give them credit. So maybe if I find it, but we
Allison
find out
says
we
all
can
she's
add
going to
it.
say is bubble machine. I hate every one of you for this.
If you find the link, you can put it in the description of the video later.
So we found a video on YouTube to just we follow and paint along just with a couple friends, and this is what it's supposed to look like. That was mine.
Good over
And
here.
here, and we love Grant. It's okay, and we had a lot of fun. This is Brad's inspiration. Grant decided to go completely off book and use every
And it
single
looks
shiny
amazing,
paint.
and I absolutely had
So
to borrow it.
shiny. And, I mean, Brad, you did a pretty good job. You captured the essence.
Oh, the essence is captured 100%.
See, it's like the third thing I've modeled.
And I'd like to point out that Brad
I love
did
it.
that within like 20 minutes of Amber showing
yeah.
him the photo.
No, it was like an hour or two.
Yeah.
But
No, we didn't ask. He just did it, and I love it, and that makes me happy.
He did it literally to make fun
Listen,
of
Grant
me.
had fun, and he painted. Grant never paints. I don't even know if you've ever
should
like
time lapse it.
painted before, so it was fun.
I think
We
it's
had
very
fun.
clear that I haven't painted before. Did you not see the work that I did? I think it's very clear that I haven't painted
Yes, but you
before.
also intentionally went off book just to be silly. Which
Oh,
is
yeah,
fine.
I went way off base. Because I said everyone else is following the directions, and I'm going to take the path less traveled, which is the one that involves not following the directions.
Grant always has to be different. We know.
I'm an identical
But-
twin. I have to be different. It's like part. It's like part.
See,
of my
Allison says
soul.
it's good.
yeah, it's a wonderful painting.
I love it. Like, I'm not even like making fun of you. I genuinely, I love that it's different. It's silly, and I love it.
Lauren says,
It's
"OMG." It made me realize I have not seen you in so long. Lauren is related to me. She's a cousin, I believe, probably. Yeah, it's been at least 5 years. At least. Gran has only painted with me once ever. I've never painted with my grandmother.
That's what I'm saying. I was just proud of him
Although
for
she
doing
sounds
something
like
that he's not comfortable
riot
with.
to paint with. Because I bet my grandmother would do a wine and paint. Oh yeah, that'd be so much fun. We got to do that when we go down to
That'd
Miami.
be funny.
Go visit her.
All right. Well, I actually have a 3D printing project that I want to work on, which a bunch of people have already done before, so it's nothing new. Which Grant kind of knows I wanted to do it, but I didn't really set a time when. I have the Maxwell Coffee House can, and so I wanted to do my own Audrey 2 from Little Shop of Horrors, which I know plenty of people have done, but there is a 3D file out there for it. And it's actually been updated with the closed mouth Audrey 2 and the open one. So you can have both and interchange them.
Yep.
Now, I haven't really had a lot of practice painting 3D prints, so that's going to be a fun experience. But I'm excited to work on it, and
It's
we
not
shall
awesome.
see how it goes.
It's not bad, right, Brad?
I'm also not a super skilled painter. Like the painting, like I followed instructions, right? But
It's what not bad.
I don't really have
Amber, you're
like.
probably the most artistic person on this call right now.
Eh.
No
Oh, very
offense,
much.
Brad.
Well, again,
I'll
none of
listen
it.
to
I don't
you.
really have any official teachings or anything. It's just been from collecting information off the internet over years. You know, how we usually learn things these days.
I think
I
really the
only
hardest thing
painted, like-
about painting 3D prints is prepping them for paint. It's removing the layer lines, it's sanding, it's filler primer,
Yeah,
it's all
and I
that
think
stuff.
I read a lot of other people's that have done it, so I'm obviously gonna take tips from people who have done it. Which I don't actually think they did too much sanding. I think they just sprayed it with primer, like filler.
Yep.
And that's
I think
about
I
it. And
painted
I don't think
two
they
things.
did too much else because it would take away from some of the detail if you did that. So
Yeah,
um,
that's the pain in the ass part about, really using filler primer on 3D prints, is that you really have to find your spot between smoothing out the layer lines and then getting rid of the actual detail. I'll show you guys something if my camera will focus on it. If you look at the underside, here, let me get rid of my face.
That's
so it
better.
focuses
There you
on
go.
it. You can see the underside and the backside of the collar of the Spaghetti Detective, how it got all messed up. That's because the support material failed there, and that's actually just overhanging. So, honestly, pretty decent. But if we wanted to sand and paint this model, which I am not going to do, but these are going to end up, all the Wexter ones that we do, I'm going to end up putting them in the background and throughout the videos. 'Cause
I need
think
to
it's
launch
cool.
a shelf
Huh?
especially for
Have a Wexter
the
shelf?
Wexter
Brad,
stuff.
these shelves are not that big. And we're going to do a lot of Wexter models. We are now an official patron of Wexter, so we're able to print
I've
his
done
parts.
so many. There's so much.
Brad, you
amazing-
do have a lot of 3D prints last
You-
time I saw, so I can only imagine you've added.
You do. Yeah. Brad, show off
Do I
some of your
dare show
Wexter
them?
prints. Let's see them.
I have they're not the easiest to hold. I've done a whole bunch of the mini dudes. This is one of my favorites.
And Brad, you are doing those on
I've
the
been-
tool changer, right?
I have These I did on the week I did on the MME the week I had it before I returned it.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Those actually
and
look
then
pretty good.
all of the other ones I've done on the tool
yeah.
changer.
Now, so
Dude, those look really good.
can you talk about the tool changer? Because I know a lot of people that are on this call may
I
not
might
know
steal
what
that
the
one.
tool changer is.
I'll have to make you another one because if you really want one, because this one's kind of garbage. If you look at, I had to
Amber,
glue
we
on
have
one
all
of the
these
lightsabers.
models now. I can print some and you can paint them.
That's fair.
That too.
Or, we can go hang out with Brad and do one on the tool changer. But yeah, Brad, can you talk about how the tool changer works, what it does, who it's by, and all that stuff?
It's made by E3D, the same people who run who are rather sponsoring the competition I'm doing. It's a printer that has a maximum of 4 extruders. We call them tools. Mine has four of the E3D Chimeras. You can also have Chimeras and loading configurations. You can have Titans. You can have, as long as it fits, you can pretty much put it on there. There's people who put BMG tools. I don't even know all the other things. And it has I don't want to try to guess the terms for what it's called, proving it wrong, but it's like a locking mechanism. So it could pick up the tools repeatedly and reliably. It'll pick up and dock any of the 4 tools. So you can print in multiple colors or materials in one print without having to change it each time. It's been a little bit of a pain, but it is worth it when, like, this vision took me over a month to get, and it's not even perfect. And part of that month was taking a break from it because I couldn't handle it. But there were I think I had 29 revisions of the G code. I version out my G code just in case I want to go back to something.
And I'm gonna put some context behind that real quick because people look, oh yeah, 29 revisions, that's no big deal. That's like an 8-hour print that he's holding.
Not everyone went to completion because they've all failed, but and usually on the Prusos, if I've had to make a second version of the same print, it's the second version and then it works. The first version didn't work. Whereas
she's ready for filming.
So
actually, as soon as we're done with the live stream, I'll film this so we can get the video edited for Tuesday. But yeah, the tool changer is a cool machine, but E3D themselves have recognized how difficult it is, and it is not called a 3D printer. It is a motion platform because you can put whatever you want on it. Brad, are you able to show us your tool changer, or are you not able to show us your tool changer? I don't need a reason because I know some of the reasons, but
no, I would need preparation to show you the tool changer.
Okay, that's no problem. I didn't prepare you for that, so it's fine. But the tool
Future
changer,
video.
Huh?
Future video
for sure. We gotta have you over and we'll film a video in the standing garage set maybe with the tool changer.
Now that we have it all managed.
Oh
mostly.
God, the garage is so nice now.
It's so awesome.
We
it's a whole new
spent
world.
6.5 people, 7 hours each, basically, right? Yeah. Yeah, it was like the equivalent of 2 straight days of work for one person. One able-bodied person to get this done. It was pretty darn cool. I am so excited. The table's really cool. It's thinner than I was expecting, but I guess when I ordered a 25-inch wide table that's 72 inches long, I probably should have expected this. Probably should have gotten the smaller one. The one that's thinner but wider. That one might have been better for the videos, but I'll get another one if I find that's the case. But this table's 6 feet long. I figured that'd be good if we have more than one person in the videos. But yeah, we're gonna have at least 2 new sets. We were gonna have 3, but one of the tables, termites decided to eat the entire back half of the table. So
it feels like cardboard when you touch it. It's just
it's worse than cardboard. You touch it and it just
crunches.
But if you have a board that you can't tell from one side,
Rice Krispies?
It feels like Rice Krispies. Is it termite damage? You can just go like that and break it, and people think you're crazy strong until the dust of termite poo and leftover wood is it's terrible. Termites are bad. It is a fact of life in Florida that termites are a thing because it's damp, and we have oak trees which are common. But these were all subterranean termites, so they're the less problematic ones.
It depends on who you ask.
Well, the dry woods are the real problem, because you don't detect those easily. The subterraneans tend to make themselves known pretty quickly. But either way, you know, we had that treated months ago. I just had no idea this table was damaged. And it's funny because that table used to house a CNC machine. I sold that CNC machine, and I told the guy, I'm not selling you the table because the table's worth too much money, making a joke about how much the wood in that table is worth. That table's worth about half of what I thought it was worth because there's only about half a table worth of functioning wood left. But, it's going to make for a really cool channel video when I can eventually do that kind of work, right? Because my back currently doesn't let me. But I will say... Oh, Allison, I haven't printed out my part yet, but this is the one from Amazon that I ordered. The part for the Osmo Mini, or the Osmo Pocket that fits in. Yeah, this is the $10 part from Amazon. And I'm definitely not salty about it. I have so many Osmo Pockets. It is I have well over $500 of Osmo Pockets in this house right now. It is... But you know what? I've never seen a cooler time-lapse in my life. The time-lapse of the Osmo Pocket is just so damn cool. But yeah, check this out. For those that don't know what I'm talking about, watch the live stream from this previous Wednesday. And if you are listening audio only, it's 2 weeks ago, because audio only comes out on Thursdays, whereas we stream Saturday or Sunday. But yeah, the part slides in. It's quite a tight fit. And it just relies on the flexing of the plastic to hold everything together. But these Osmos, because they're gimbals, right? So the camera can move sideways, it can tilt, and it can move up and down. Pan, tilt, I don't know. 3-axis control. You can set where you want it to move throughout the time lapse. So the time lapse is the camera panning across my garage. Oh my gosh, it looks so good, and it didn't need any editing. So normally
it really did look good.
Normally you would get a shot like that by using a camera that can take 4K video, and then just in post panning across the pictures. But this camera did it natively, and honestly, pretty freaking badass. I
think I saw that on...
Yeah, I sent it out to you guys, but that would be something that we would share on Patreon, right? So the patrons could see it before the rest of the world sees it. We would share to the patrons any extra bloopers that we might have found, because bloopers are always fun. But yeah, these cameras are here. They're a lot easier to use on the Osmo Pocket's accessories. So I'm using their little selfie stick. But here, I'll turn it on. But I have a controller where I can move it in any direction. So as it's running, this can also occur. It's like HAL 9000 watching.
I was say, it's kind of funny to see from like your point of view how you're holding it.
Yeah, I'm holding it in front of me, watching my screen. Although I guess I can just point it directly at the camera, but they're also gimbal stabilized, so I will tell it to follow the camera. So if I click on the camera,
yeah, honestly,
as I move it,
Allison said she has one.
Oh, you have one too. Okay, she has the Osmo 3. I just love how it tracks things, and from a functionality standpoint, I'm gonna turn it off. From a functionality standpoint, I think that's pretty cool. From a practicality standpoint, it's not needed. We used, where's my Yi? I've got a desk full of cameras right now because I just took all the cameras out. Yeah, this is a Yosemite Yi. It's a generic cheap GoPro. I had this stuck up in the corner of my garage, and it gave me like 20 gigabytes worth of photos. The Osmo Pocket gave me 2 videos since we recorded 2 separate angles. But yeah, I have 4 of them.
Allison said it looks like Wall-E in that angle. It does.
It really does. Yeah, it's just not saying Eva as it's moving. What a sad movie that is. Wall-E is one of the saddest movies I think Disney has ever made. No? Am I wrong on this?
You're wrong, but it's okay.
Why? Because it was a Pixar movie?
Up.
Up was Pixar.
Disney Pixar.
But what?
You could argue that.
I'm hearing Jonathan yelling from the other room, and I don't know what he's yelling about.
Yes, it's Pixar. It's Disney Pixar. Anyways.
Well, Amber's technically correct, which makes her the best kind of correct, so I must concede on that.
Jonathan said in the chat, the saddest movie Grant has seen from Disney.
Bambi was the saddest. Bambi was sad too, yeah. Actually, at the beginning of...
Stitch 2, Lauren says.
Was it...
Saddest
Big
movie
Hero...
ever.
The beginning of Big Hero 6 was really sad too.
I never saw that movie, and I wanted to see it, and I never got a chance to see it.
We can watch it later.
Okay.
It's like a whole spin-off series on Disney Channel.
It's a date. We're going to have
Alright, sounds good.
a literal Netflix and chill session.
We're going to watch Big Hero 6. Sounds good.
Stitch 2 when he almost dies. That's right. Laura, so if you guys saw the Time-Lapse Tuesday for Stitch, it actually was a part for Lauren. She ordered it, and she was totally cool with us time-lapsing it. If you also saw the Time-Lapse Tuesday, you would see likely what Amber's going to get right now. Your big freaking Stitches.
He's like almost life-size.
Yeah, he's huge.
And then I've got the little one. Sorry if that was noisy.
Yeah, that Stitch weighs like 8-9 pounds, and it's all hand-painted.
Wow.
It's a special collection. What's the collection again?
It's the Jim Shore collection.
The Jim Shore collection, that's right. Yeah.
They look like they're hand carved.
I was gonna maybe show off a couple of things I painted, but I'm after seeing that.
Okay, but well, those are resin too, Brad. So they're resin cast. Show us. What you got?
Me?
Yeah, dude.
I have to grab it. 1 second.
Okay, go grab it.
I've got some resin pieces here. I have to paint.
I'm looking at him at the side of your screen there, and it looks like he's. Lauren, did you not think that the end of that video when I said I don't have a stitch problem, you have a stitch problem? Where do you think I got those stitches from? I just grabbed some of them out of Amber's collection and set them up. And if you notice the background in Amber's thing, the picture was the background in that video too. It's like I only have a few sets that I film on.
And then my 3D printed ones are in the other room, so
yes,
these ones just happen to be in here.
Yeah.
And let me clarify, I've stayed away from 3D printing for cosplay, not necessarily because of 3D printing, because I think there's a lot of stuff that's really cool that I would like to 3D print, but I'm not super technically skilled when it comes to like sewing and stuff. I'm just a little bit self-taught. I would like to be better, and I plan on getting better. But so I tended to stay away from costumes that had a ton of detail because it was a lot of work, and I usually didn't have the time. And if they were usually fabric complicated, that meant the pieces with it that you would 3D print, you know, were involved as well. So when you go to simpler costumes, they usually don't have the pieces that you would tend to 3D print. Usually fabric or some other method would be an easier, cheaper, or sometimes actually even just look better of an alternative than 3D printing. So you just got to pick your use case for it. But there's definitely a lot more complicated costumes that have really good use case. I just tended to stay away from them because it takes a lot of time. I don't think people realize a lot of cosplay people are. I'm not professional by any means, but I can appreciate the work that goes into a lot of the crazy ones. I follow a lot of people just on Instagram that do it a lot.
Well, you know,
costumes can end up costing like anywhere from, even if you're thrifty, it could be $50, $100. They can be $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 once you add in time spent on things. And that's why when people kind of want commissions on stuff and they're like, what, $7,000? I'm not paying that. It's like, well, when you put how many hundreds of hours people spend on sewing and modeling and painting, drawing, you know, all those things, it really adds up.
That's the part that's the hardest for me is dealing with the time.
I read Lauren's comment.
I've got to come over to hang out with her, forget you. Yeah, that's fair. I don't call Amber the better 3/4 for no reason, right? It's not just a reference to AVE, which is a phenomenal YouTube channel that is definitely not made for minors, Lauren. But it is a phenomenal YouTube channel all about shop talk. It is incredibly full of cuss words and swearing and all that. But if you like shop talk, you'll love that channel. But John says, I only have Weta Workshop make my cosplays.
Also,
I don't know who that is.
Also, I am very thrifty with the stuff I find. So cosplays, while like maybe in theory could take you a couple of weeks, sometimes they can take you longer, especially if you're waiting to find the perfect material or something at a certain price.
Oh my God, Lauren's 20. I thought she was still under.
See, it has been a while.
You were, yeah. The last time I saw you, you were like 15, and
my cousins are now older.
Be 15 in my mind.
My cousins are now older, and it weirds me out still because I know that, but it's like, wait, I knew you were when you were like 5.
Like,
obviously, I knew them their whole life.
Brad, you were what, 13, 14 when I first met you?
Brad's always been an adult. Just like me. Everyone told me growing up that I was always the adult at the table. So.
But Brad's always going to be the youngest member to meet, right? But Brad is one of the more mature members, Jonathan. Brad doesn't hang out in the smooth brain chat where all the smooth brain apes go to talk about their stupid stock picks. That's
at least he doesn't
because Brad
tell
is
you.
Too young to trade the stock market. But, you know, there's that problem.
You met me when I was, it was the beginning of 9th grade, so that would have been
13
or 14. So yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And now you're 16. I've known you for 3 years.
How time flies.
Gross.
How time flies.
Julio's a junior in high school. Last time you saw him, he was like 8. Oh my God. Amber, we need to go to Miami. I have not seen my family in a really... I remember Julio... Do people still call him Romaine? Like, just as a joke? Because I remember him in my mom's house in Oviedo screaming. I vividly remember this. The house had a loft. It was a 2-story house with a loft in it. And he was at a particular point in the house where it just echoed through the whole house. I remember that. Ended up being a much, much easier to deal with kid than he was when he was younger. But, I mean, man,
Jeez, call your family out like that.
Oh, I'll call... Look, I know my brother and I were a pain in the ass when we were growing up.
There it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. She said just my mother. Oh yeah, my mom's been down there more recently. That's fair. Yeah, I've got a bad back and the whole business, and then COVID hit, and
I work in a COVID ICU, so
she does work in a COVID
traveling
ICU,
is, you know.
But everybody on this call is vaccinated,
it's getting a little better,
and you should be too. If you're not vaccinated and you have the opportunity to do so, go get your damn vaccines.
John says he's still a pain in the ass.
It's true, John.
He said it.
In the ass. Julio wants to see my printers. I mean, he just has to call me or something, and I can take him through the shop. Yeah, they're.
Is it this way?
Yes.
This way?
Nope. The first way was correct. Yes.
So I said hi to you. I said hi in the wrong way at the beginning.
Oh yeah, because you reversed.
But remember, there's a whole audio only subset of this. And was like, "What the hell are these idiots saying?" If you are watching this audio, listening to this audio only,
whoa, what
damn
kind
it,
of
I almost went all the way through with that. If you're listening audio only on Spotify, Apple, all that, make sure to leave us a review. It does help us out. And if it's not 5 stars, email me directly at youtube@3dmusketeers.com so we can make sure that it becomes a 5-star. This isn't a high-end produced podcast. We're calling each other over Zoom, recording it via OBS. Look, it is what it is, man. We just make stuff work around here. Yeah. Anyways, yes, we have 25 3D printers here. We will have to do a shop tour once the new thing's set up. Anyways, Brad, I can see you are holding the way Thor's hammer should have been.
This is the first thing. I've only painted 3 models. This is the first thing. It's a Nokia hammer.
It's still wonderful.
I can hear John in the other room. The Nokia 3310. Your mom calling him by
Credit
his
to
other
the
name.
original designer of
I think
this.
it's
I
what
don't.
Lauren meant. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't remember the name.
What'd you say, Brad?
I said credit to the original designer for this. I don't remember their name.
But it's awesome.
Somewhere on. Look on Thingiverse for Nokia hammer.
Nokia hammer. Beautiful. It was funny,
Second-
Amber. What did we find when we were cleaning out the garage?
Oh, old Nokia cell phone.
We found the 4460 or 4620, I think is what it was. It was basically the predecessor to the 3310. It was nowhere near as indestructible, but I would bet a non-trivial amount of money that if the battery on it still holds a charge, that phone would boot up and turn on. It would be completely useless. But I might use it as a set piece because I think at a distance, most people won't know it's not a 3310. So I think I'm going to use it as a set piece. But that was back in the day when you could remove the batteries from the phones, so I could make it completely inert. The phone was not still charged. I didn't try. There's also a flip phone in there, an old school flip phone, with not only a case for it, a leather folding case for it, but
my cell phone growing up definitely had the pull-out antenna.
That's fair. Brad, what do you got?
This is the arm of the Polar Paladin from Luby 3D. It'll fit in frame.
I know of
Second.
Luby, but I don't think we've done any of their parts.
I have other parts.
Can I see the other side?
Allison, it was a Motorola flip phone, but it was not the Razor. Allison asked what type of flip phone.
In the base, I never glued it.
You know, so we've done like the Loki model Spaghetti Detective, and you're supposed to glue the bases in. I'm not doing it.
You are?
I mean, I figured
It doesn't really need it.
It doesn't
I
need
don't
it.
glue the base. I don't glue the bases of my bust. I was more thinking just because it's like a stand. It was more meant to be glued in.
Oh, okay. Got it.
And then the third and final thing I've painted, I did actually glue this base in. It's the Iron Man or 85 armor bust. Again, don't remember the modeler's name. I should have been prepared, but Thingiverse.
I think we should have a Patreon only contest for something that I should cosplay. And,
Well, I have some ideas already, but
like it has to be like, not like Bodie McBoatface as the internet would traditionally do. I should put out a poll too.
No, you just put out a poll of like some suggestions and then a blank one.
How about you be, I don't know. I want to do like a long something that where the long hair would matter, but I
had one the other day and I can't remember what it was right now.
My parents call me McConaughey at this point, so I just kind of let it ride. Oh, now I see your comments, Brad. I just saw the thank you to Allison.
And you can see them when they're not links.
Huh. Okay. So it keeps people... Hey, that's good. It keeps you from spamming other things in my chat other than stuff for me. Speaking of which, shameless plug at 3dmusketeers.com. We help you take your ideas out of your head, put them into your hands with full art part, rapid prototyping, 3D printing, and product development. We help you make awesome. That's why the podcast is called Making Awesome. Slicers. Let's move into slicers. Amber has had some experience, which is just, hey, can you do this for me real quick? And you've also...
I would like to learn. I put it off. I'm sorry.
Oh, Allison doesn't get the McConaughey reference. Matthew McConaughey has really long hair like this. He's the all right, right? That's McConaughey, right? I get him and Owen Wilson mixed up.
Yes, it's Matthew McConaughey.
And then someone said it looked
Speaking
like
of
Luke
Owen
Wilson the other
he's
day.
in the newest Loki.
Right?
Hmm?
Didn't someone say it looked like Luke Wilson the other day? I don't remember. It doesn't matter.
You don't look like Luke Wilson, but okay.
Hey, he's got more money than me. I'll take it.
Yeah, no, it's just a direct reference to how long his hair. You can't really see it all the time because he's got the headphones on, but it's pretty long.
Yeah, hold here. Yeah, it's I could go full emo, like, punk rock, right? Get it all over to one side and like just kind of cover the front half of my face and
No.
yeah, my hair, it's long enough that in the live stream you might see it, but we pulled it back for a bit during the live stream. But yeah.
Listen, everyone makes
Yeah.
fun of guys pulling their hair back, but like, dude, it's a practical application. Okay, as someone who has long hair, having your long hair get in the way when you're trying to do stuff, what else are you gonna do? Let it dangle in your face?
Like, oh
No,
my
you're gonna
gosh,
pull it back. Get
it was
over
windy, right? And so like I'm trying, so I can't lift anything, right? My back is pretty broken. Well, okay, it's got 2 herniated discs and bad
It's
nerves.
essentially broken.
I mean, technically it's not. It's mad. It's angry. My back is angry.
He's gonna
It's
angry back.
functionally
Anyways.
broken.
And so I can't really lift anything that's more than about 10, 15 pounds. And so like I'm hobbling around with the cane, just kind of directing people what to do. Really use those management degrees well. But see, this is the thing. When you're doing a garage clean out, you know how you want the clean out to go. It's putting everything back in. You're like, I don't know, because I don't know how much room we're going to have once we throw away everything that we wanted to throw away.
Yep.
So that was a little challenging. By the way, if anyone's in the Tampa Bay area and wants some freshly washed computer monitors, or a 42-inch monitor, Brad. This is a monitor that's 42 inches. Brad, I believe it would weigh more than you do. You do not want it. It's been rained on. It's been freshly washed. Come and get it. They're outside my house, and I don't want them. We're going to take them to e-waste. We're going to recycle them at an e-waste company that does e-waste recycling. But yeah, we got rid of a lot of stuff. I've got some plans for blocking monitors. I'm really, really excited to do this. And I don't think I'm going to pick up some hobbies again and use them as videos, right? Because I've got big pieces to build. Tesla coils. Isn't that the destination? The gateway. Yeah, it's true. It is. Yeah. The destination being where you want to end up, I think is what she's saying.
Yes.
Heather Hunter Johnson. I don't know. This is the problem with YouTube. There's like a 20+ second delay from what I was saying to when they hear it.
Right.
Like, I'm going to raise my hand, and I'll tell you guys when I see it on the YouTube side. But it's crazy. But yeah, I'm
It just
excited.
raised on my
There,
phone.
just raised it. Yeah, so it's about a 10-second delay.
Well, that's weird. I just saw it.
Every now and then I'm
Imagine
seeing a line
how
in your
bright you are.
camera anyways, Amber. I don't think your computer likes that camera.
No, I think it's because I know.
It's all good. You were a last minute participant, and we love the fact that you're here because no one's really gotten to know you all that well. And you're Amber's the quiet, soft-spoken type most of the time.
Until I'm not.
Until she's not, and I am definitely the
really
not
cool
quiet, not soft-spoken type until I am.
Sure. That's almost concerning. If Grant's quiet, something's wrong.
Yes. I've had somebody ask that one. It was like, you're quieter than you were in the last video. Is everything okay? I'm like, yeah, I got called out for yelling too much on camera, so I decided to,
Yeah, no, he really is
That's
that
like
loud.
your
Guys, he really is. I promise. I know he started me saying it, but you know what? He calls me quiet all the time, so we're good.
I think the other issue is, even though these are open back headphones, these are HD 598s, right? Sennheiser.
Allison asked
HD
what's
518s.
the background behind.
It's a picture.
That's funny. Okay, so it's actually like you can see. I don't want to touch it because it's delicately sitting here. Those are like the frame, like it goes on a wall, but there's a window right here, and
It's bright.
I'd be really backlit, and it's not hanging on a wall. It's just been sitting around, so I just put it up in the window on the ledge. But the ledge is like this big, so it's like just I can't even sneeze at it in my fall, which is fine. So you see the light coming through like part of it, but that side's darker. So yeah, it's pretty.
Normally that would be one of the 2 outdoor viewing windows for Victoria. Oh
Yeah,
my
her
gosh.
bed is. She has a bed right here.
Yeah, there's a cat bed right there. I felt so bad yesterday. So I was getting all the cameras set up for when people were coming over and getting them ready to start recording. And, I come back in the house. Everything's good. People are starting to show up. And then we go outside and we open the garage. And there's the cat freaking out because she got into the garage. I didn't notice it. And then I shut the door
before.
And she was locked. Yeah, it's happened once or twice.
But, like, rarely.
It's why we put a bell on the cat. But I took the bell off the cat because the dumbass learned that the bell wakes me up. And so anytime, actually, I'm the dumbass. She's the
smart one.
jerk. She's the smart one. She would start, ringing the bell. She would like hit it or drag it on something at like 4 o'clock in the morning when she was hungry. Now all she jumps up onto the bedside table and starts to become a pain. And that's only when she notices I'm awake. If she thinks I'm awake and she jumps up there and I completely ignore her, she just stops. She goes away. Right?
That's good.
Yeah. No, I love Victoria. It's just part of owning a cat, right? Your schedule is their schedule.
Part of owning a cat. You have cat glasses.
We have lots of cat stuff. Amber, it's glass. Put it down.
I'm putting it down.
For those of you that would like to know, Amber has a history of breaking glasses to a point where even my mother, when she goes to my mom's house, will give her a plastic.
Listen,
mug.
I grew up using plastic all the time. I wasn't fancy, okay?
And,
I don't trust me with glass.
I don't think we ever bought expensive glasses, but
well, I mean, it's more expensive than plastic.
Our mom was getting new glasses, so she gave us all the old ones.
No hopes.
Oh, you printed the daisies.
Yeah,
she gave us all the old ones and then sent a
one plastic cup for Amber.
One plastic cup for me.
That's great.
That's pretty funny.
I gotta talk to Mark, my buddy up in Canada, because he's got the Daisy model. I gotta remind him that he needs to print that.
And the Hope one too.
Anyways, well, speaking of printing, you were talking about slicers?
Yeah, dude.
Speaking of printing, I'll be right back.
Speaking of printing, I'll be right back. That's so now we have
actually
to
behind you, Grant.
Oh crap! Yeah, I got to do something too. Yeah, all right, Amber, you start talking about slicers. Brad and I are gonna do something.
Oh Lord. Well, I'll talk about what you're doing. Grant's changing
the nozzle's cooling down.
Aw.
It's fine.
Grant has to change the color on his 3D printer because he's doing a multicolor print, and it needs to be changed. I just realized that, or I would have said something earlier.
Yeah, that's my fault.
What did you have to do to your printer, Brad?
I didn't have to do anything to the printer. I will print finish, but
okay, you're just getting it.
Our print didn't finish. It's just the next color. This is going to be a
I have a
really
machine
fun
that can
week for
automate
time
those
lapses,
colors.
even though this particular time lapse is terrible for filming.
That's okay.
It's not going to look great on camera, but it's going to be hilarious when we show it.
I know what that one is.
Huh?
I know. Are we saying what that one is, or are we avoiding that?
Oh, it's the.
Can you hear me?
Look, it's the live stream. It's
Yep.
fine. People that are here can get a sneak peek. I'm cool with that. It's the days since last failed print, so it's got little hangers for numbers. And I happen to have, this was from an old failed print, some
Spaghetti.
and it's TPU spaghetti.
It's TPU and it feels really fun.
It's the worst kind of spaghetti, so I'm going to use that as a bit. It's going to be part of that little video. I only have like 20 seconds to shoot that outro video. But yeah, it's going to be a thing. But yeah, Brad, let's talk about slicers for a bit while people are kind of looking
Before
at
we get into
section.
slicers, quick, just wanted to show this off. This just finished. It's the Vector Mini Dude Incredible Hulk.
Dude, that looks
On
great.
the
Those
tool
colors
changer.
are spot on. Is that purple for the pants as well?
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
Gotta use those dressy colors.
Heather
Yes.
said days since last fail is awesome.
It is. We've avoided printing it because honestly we don't have a lot of failures here. But I laugh because one of the prints that failed was the Spaghetti Detective.
Ironically.
It didn't
Failures
turn
are
to
part of the
spaghetti, but
fun.
the supports broke off.
Failures are part of the fun.
It is part of the fun.
Fails happen. You know, it's how you troubleshoot and it's how you learn. So it's a process of life.
It is.
Then you get to hot glue. I don't have any left. But
You get
hot
to
glue
learn how to
purge
be
towers down.
creative. And I've learned that in sewing. There's a costume I made and you cut off too much fabric or you just do something wrong too late into the process and you just figure out a way to make it work and nobody else knows but you know. And that's
It's
all that
true.
matters.
Like when you forget to add extra support to a purge tower and then have to hot glue it down.
Oh no.
That's happened more times than I'd like to admit.
Oh no.
I don't want the prime purge towers too big on the tool changer because they're not actually changing the color, they're just getting the tool ready. and it's a whole debate.
Well,
From
from a
need them or not, but
from a layman's point of view, basically, correct me if I'm wrong. The slicer basically tells your printer, hey, this is how we're gonna print the print. It tells it which. Go ahead, Brett.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
But you tell the slicer what to tell the printer.
Correct.
Yep. And so for those that
the slicer can make recommendations, and you kind of fight with it. You get to learn what you like about it and what works for your printer, even though the slicer might tell you, no, do this. You're like, nah, that doesn't work in my printer. I'm going to do this instead. And
for those that haven't seen, we did a video on Prusa Slicer. The next video is, I think, I'm debating on Cura or Simplify 3D. I think I'm just going to do Simplify 3D. We'll do Cura for the next one. I'll say that now. But I think I got to have that one out for Wednesday. I think I need more time to film it, so... Oh well, we'll do an easy one for tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the Habitat for Humanity video. That'll be nice and simple. But, yeah, slicers give you... It lets you control what happens, right? So on the time-lapse printers here, that's our time-lapse printer, we always run gyroid, except when we were doing the snakes, because the snakes were a client project. Client projects get adaptive cubic, because it is, in our opinion, the fastest, strongest type of support of infill. It is not the strongest infill straight up. Gyroid is the most anisotropic, I believe is the right word, where it's the same strength all the way around. Gyroid is the same strength all the way around, whereas adaptive cubic is considerably stronger in the z-axis than it is xy. It has a tendency to crush in, where you're not touching the walls, whereas gyroid really ends up touching a lot of the walls. But
that's why I'm pretty sure gyroid's default on the Prusa profiles.
No, well, on their fast profiles it's not. Rectangular?
Rectilinear?
No, grid. Grid is there. Grid is their one that is default. I think on their quality it might be, which would make sense, but their fast is grid, if I remember correctly from the video. I don't remember. But Cura, that one's going to be interesting because I have not used Cura in so long. So I'm going to, go through the process. Whereas I've used Prusa Slicer, right? So the idea of these...
daily.
What?
You use it basically daily.
Prusa
when I
Slicer?
gather.
I use it, multiple times a day.
Yeah.
I've used it 4 times today, and it's a Sunday.
I have 3 instances open right now.
By the way, we are still taking votes on the when should we move the weekly podcast or the weekly live stream. We'll likely make the change in July, excuse me. So if you do want to vote on that, please go ahead. It is in our community section where you are able to vote. We've only, how many people have we had vote on it? It's not a lot.
I voted on it.
Looks like early.
Like an interaction.
So earlier or other is what we got. We have 11 people that voted. Because I want to do it at a better time for you guys. We can't do it at 2 o'clock because that's when we release a video on Wednesdays, and I don't want my live stream to overlap it. Now, it would be cool if we could end the live stream at 2 o'clock, and right there we move into a premiere for the new video. That way I can just, roll my time. I think that would be pretty cool. So maybe we do a live stream starting at, 12, a noon live stream, and I stream for 2 hours, and then we watch the main, the Wednesday video together. I think that'd be some cool interaction. And then, yeah, because I'm still learning Fusion, if that wasn't clear by last week's live, because that one was a little tough. If you don't mind, I would love not just a like on this video, but a like on that video, because boy howdy, that was a tough live stream. But
that's okay, right? Everyone, you're a real person, you're learning, and there's things, not everyone knows everything.
I'm supposed to, God, that double color print looks so cool. You guys can't see it, but I can.
But you're learning, you're trying to learn, you're trying to do better.
Was that the Osmo live stream?
That's awesome. Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was for...
The days run together.
Yeah, no, they totally do. That's for this piece that I bought from Amazon that I got in the mail yesterday. Only after my brother pointed out to me that you can buy these on Amazon for less than $10. And I think they did a better job than I did.
Well, yeah, they spent a long time,
Says
redesigning
if you knew
it.
everything, you'd make it look far too easy. I don't know. Part of me says maybe. But I feel like I'm a normally teacher.
No. You are a good teacher, but even when I watch you sometimes, I'm like, man, you do make that look easy because I don't know what the heck you're doing sometimes. But you tell us, right?
Well, that's why I tell people, look, we could design all this stuff together. I would love if we had like a whole group of people that would hang out on a live stream and we could all just design the same thing together. And
like paint and sip, but 3D.
Right.
3D designs.
Dude, I'd be so down to have. Actually, we could do like cool. A Patreon only like drinking and designing thing, and like we have a Patreon. God, that'd be so cool, Brad. Can we write that down somewhere? Put that in like I don't know.
Opening Notion.
Put it in like random marketing or something. That we should do a Patreon only like live hangout where we all kind of vote.
I'd join.
In Zooms, like an in-person, in-Zoom hangout, whatever.
Do I get a family discount?
No. Yes, yes, you do. So instead of
I get an increase.
Yeah, so $25 a month, Amber, it's going to cost you $40.
I guess you'll cook your own dinner. No, just kidding.
I was going to say, I was just going to go with, but I think if I say that, she's probably going to restrict my food intake. Amber is the superior
I'm just
cook.
teasing. I'm only teasing.
Although, I miss it, man. I love cooking. I don't love the cleaning, but I can't cook right now all that much because I can't stand for as long as I need to actually cook.
I enjoy cooking, though.
You do, man. That tikka masala you made.
You just gotta think of it not as a task. You just gotta think of it as an art instead. It's all about framing.
And clean as you go. Clean as you go.
Amen.
Also, I've apparently dropped 140 frames. Are you kidding me?
Ooh.
That's a lot of frames to drop. The heck? My computer's fine. It's only... whatever. Oh, well. It's a...
Hopefully they weren't consecutive.
It's a 0.1% frame drop.
OBS
shows me,
frames.
so... Whatever. Anyways, yeah, slicers... I'm concerned about the video on Simplify 3D. One, because I can't upgrade to the newest version. Because the newest version has cloud capabilities, and none of our softwares can use cloud capabilities. So I have to use a different computer, which is fine. I can plug all that stuff into my different computer. But I then have to buy the damn software again. So I'm hoping that Simplify has like a... I think they have a 14-day trial. I can buy it.
90 day.
But I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I might choose not to do a video on Simplify. I don't know yet. I don't think it's worth it.
It would get so many views.
Huh?
It would get views though if you ran 2 full weeks, working days.
2 full weeks. Wow. That's plenty of time for someone to tune in a slicer. We are going to do videos on how to tune your slicer profiles, but the video on Prusa Slicer, I think I'm going to make it like literally a 2-minute video, which is going to be trust their stock settings, turn up the speeds if you want, roll credits, and we're done.
Adapt the build size and retractions to your machine if you're not using a Prusa machine.
I'm saying Prusa machines with Prusa Slicer. But yeah, tuning... part of me wants to like convert over to using Cura more often. But Prusa
you may find
Slicer
something that you like.
So good. Prusa
They're bringing
Slicer
so much of
so good.
Cura has ironing and fuzzy. If for aesthetic things like that, they're bringing it over to Prusa Slicer. The pre-alpha that you have to compile yourself of Prusa Slicer has fuzzy skin.
Oh, the new one.
Yeah, this I showed. Where is it? This hope I did with fuzzy skin on the pre-alpha.
How much longer did that take? Because the average hope's like, what, an hour?
Hour and a half, usually.
So how long did that one take?
Ish. About 2 hours.
Yeah. Hey, Brad. Excuse me. Can you describe to the folks at home what fuzzy skin is?
Let
And
me
why somebody might
give me
want
1
it?
second and
Other
let me
than a
grab a
condition that-
smooth hoe.
Well, the only
And I'll
thing
show
I
you
can
the
think of
difference.
fuzzy skin is something you should go see Amber about.
Please don't.
Like not because your skin is a little hairy, but if it's actually fuzzy and it wasn't previously, and you didn't just forget your shaving regimen, maybe you should go see Amber.
The left one, if the camera focus, the left one is fuzzy skin. These are the exact same model. What it does is it tells the extruder to essentially, the best way to describe it is wiggle as it's doing the external perimeter
Okay.
to give it a texture, and can be used functionally for grips or something, or aesthetics if you want to make the dog look fuzzy. Here, I'll get even closer. Maybe I got too close. But it's
Really
a little
cool.
hard to see on camera,
Yeah.
maybe.
I can see
I
it a
can
little
kind of get
bit.
the idea.
It definitely looks like it's
This
thicker.
is a smooth surface.
And you can
This
see
is
it's shiny.
very rough.
You can see because it's
Yes.
reflective.
That too.
It does have some cool
But
applications.
it
though.
also
Cool textures. Like
it can
honestly,
also
like
make-
I would almost do that to a lot of models. Like even almost to hide layer lines, because it doesn't it hide layer lines a little bit.
a little bit
I mean, but more than not
more
having it.
than not having it.
Yeah,
Yes.
Like I was just thinking about the Audrey 2 model, because it's a more rounded model that would probably help in the texture at the
And
end. Even though it's
also-
fuzzy, it would still.
It can also greatly increase print time.
Yes. Yeah,
Because
because
all
If
of
it's
the
something
little
for me,
because
but yeah, that makes sense. It
that
takes
comes
longer.
back to like jerk and acceleration settings where it can
This might
add
be a
it.
good
Now,
example.
if you're running like a 10,000 millimeter per second
Okay, yeah.
fuzzy skin, oh yeah, you can see
This
that.
is smooth. This is fuzzy. I know the different filaments, so it's not exactly the fairest comparison, but it
But
gets you the idea.
when you're comparing a silk to a non-silk, and the non-silk is what's fuzzy, it's pretty clear. Again? I'll be right back. Oh my gosh, Brad, keep talking about slicers. Ugh, the white's done. Now I gotta go over to red.
Slicers. So Persa slicer, a lot of at least in my opinion, this is my opinion, a lot of the reasons to use Kira, there's ironing, there's fuzzy skin, there's a whole bunch of things. Persa is catching on, and they're adding those things to their own slicers, so there's fewer reasons to use Kira. And Persa slicer is starting to add a community-supported profile, like the Ender 3, there's both bot machines. I don't know the other ones off the top of my head, but
Do I not have an open thing of red PETG?
I'm gonna try my hand at slicing soon.
Grant didn't think ahead of time and check to see if he had red PETG. It does
Oh,
not
no.
appear that Grant has any red PETG that's open.
I mean, you
half
can
an
do
hour,
it
I
whatever
can
color
get
you want.
Give me half an hour, I can get you some of Billy Rubin's cherry red, cherry pie.
Dude, I've got tons of red. I just didn't want to open up a new spool for what is going to be like that much printing.
Then use a different color.
Yeah, all right.
Doesn't have to be red. I don't know what part it is that's red. So that's up to you.
The fail piece. All it is.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that
You
kinda
want it
has
to be
red.
something easily readable that doesn't reflect too much light.
It kind of has to be red almost.
Yeah, just
Can you
don't
do
red.
red PLA and let it print hot?
Will red PLA stick to PETG?
No,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't
no.
think so.
not unless you print them both at like 270C, where I think
And see,
something.
I knew that.
Like I know that PLA
I
and
forgot about
PETG don't stick together, but I know you viably could. So you know what? We don't have that. So barring that, we're gonna go a little crazy. We're gonna do blue, but we're not gonna do any blue. We're gonna do the atomic. Huh?
Is the blue gonna read well though, like from far away?
I mean, it should. It's a black background, white letters, and then the fail will be in a different color.
Okay.
What do you think?
And it's shiny.
Yeah, it's a pearlescent blue from.
Yeah. I just wonder if it'll reflect like too much light and be hard to see, but I don't know.
If it is, then I go grab myself a red Sharpie and I make it red.
That is very true.
Either that
Sounds
or
good to
I'm using
me.
the orange.
I've got acrylic paint here too, so you know.
Do we use orange?
No, I think that,
Yes.
well,
Orange is
actually, yeah.
always the answer.
Yeah, let's do orange. Like you said, what's the worst? We can paint it. We're going to make it work. See, this is one of those situations. Just make it work.
I thought I had. I'm like, I always have red. I have a customer that orders red all the time. I actually don't think he's a customer anymore. I haven't heard from him in a while, but that's okay.
That's for another time.
No,
but yeah, I'm gonna take.
He wanted to move over to injection molding, and it was the
That's
right
fair.
time, so I think he did. Allison says orange, so everybody else on the call says orange. I said blue, so
orange is always the correct answer.
Orange is easy to go over with red if you don't want the orange. So
that's fair. Blue and red's gonna make purple.
I mean, you could paint it white first and then red, but yeah, I'm gonna take my fails warning. Warnings all work in orange.
Huh?
I was reading Allison's.
Oh,
it says fails warnings all work in orange.
Fails warning all.
Let's do rockets.
I like it.
I love that rocket.
Oh, that's the hardest.
But yeah, I'm gonna take my hand, Brad, at slicing up my file. So we shall see. I've watched it 1,000 times, so.
Well, see,
that could totally be part of the slicer videos. If Amber slicing things.
Slice.
A beginner.
We're gonna have to do a whole series with Amber in videos. I just don't know what we're gonna call it. Cause like we could be cheesy and do like, you know, Battle of the Sexes 3D printing. I mean, but it's like I don't know what to call this series with Amber, right? Is it just called
Do you
with
have to
Amber?
name it something? No. You could have all the videos titles end in with Amber.
But no,
does it have to be
we have our cricket series. We have the series for Grant Rants, which is basically cricket. But like when Amber comes in videos, I want people to know, like, although maybe we put Amber in the thumbnail. Amber, you get to be a thumbnail model. It's fun. You have to really put on your best Instagram face.
Listen, I work in healthcare. I wear black
making with
scrubs
Amber.
to work.
I love it. Done, Brad. Write
They're
it down.
basic pajamas.
Allison
I don't gotta put makeup on. I wear a mask. Like that is the least amount of work possible.
And then see, we got our making with Amber, and then we could do a spin-off called Baking with Amber, where her and I bake stuff for no valid reason, and then I get to eat sweets with Amber. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Yeah.
We make you make I'm trying to think of something hard to bake.
Oh boy, that orange is really orange. Oh man.
There is no such thing as too much orange.
Yeah.
No. Oh, I love it, but boy, honestly, this is way better than red.
You able to zoom in or no?
I'll once it's done, I'll pull. It'll be done before we end the live stream. I'll pull the plate and show you guys the plate. Allison says win-win situation with baking with Amber.
Wait. But where's my win? What are you gonna entice me with? You get to eat sweets and get content. You also get to eat
sweets.
Yeah, but I could do that on a normal day.
We can write off the cost of making the sweets as a business expense, marketing expense.
Is there gonna be steak involved?
Can we bake a steak?
Yes, technically.
Okay, well then maybe.
Technically speaking, I mean, it depends on how you look at the definition bake. See, now I've got to look it up. It's gonna bother me.
Define bake.
That's not nope, that's not what.
Oh no, we're not happy. Oh no. Well.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, one of the pins just broke off.
Oh no.
Oh no.
We can't even use the last stay since fail thing.
It's fine.
It is a fail. That's perfect.
Actually, so far, it doesn't
matter. Like, so perfect.
Bake.
This is hilarious.
Cook food.
The nozzle keeps picking up the piece, but when it goes to the other one, it drops it back on the back edge of the print. All right, so we have a square print, then there's a pin on the front and pin on the back. As it's moving to the front pin, it's dropping the back pin. You haven't been able to see it. You're just now missing it in the pictures. This is hilarious.
All right, so bake. Cook by
Anyways.
dry heat without direct exposure to flame,
Amber's
typically in an
literally looking
oven.
this up.
Well, I didn't know, like, what would you actually consider the definition of bake?
There, now it's done.
In an oven or a hot surface.
Where'd the pin go? Huh.
So you could technically,
On the nozzle?
bake, not just cook or broil a steak or...
No, it's not on the nozzle anymore. It has been thrust into some other low Earth orbit. But yeah, there you go. Day since last print fail. Ow! Plate's hot.
That's what 65 degrees Celsius will do. Well, that's probably 85.
85. Yeah, it's 85.
Ow.
That's okay. Yeah. But
you don't think about it, you won't get burnt. You're good.
Well, I'll just redo
This
them.
is medical advice coming from an ICU nurse.
Yeah, just don't think about it.
Don't think about it. Got it. It's like what my dad always said, I can make your foot not hurt. Wham! It's a joke. He can hit you real hard. Your foot won't hurt anymore, but your arm will hurt. Anyways. Taken out of context, it sounds like my father abuses me.
Yeah, that's kind of...
He does not. We just... If you hung out with my father for anything longer than about 10 minutes, you're going to realize where my sense of humor comes from. And I think that's all that we really need to say, because my sense of humor is identical to my father's. It is very
Allison
dry.
said,
Huh?
that's so cool. Allison said that's so cool. Irony that it failed.
Only part of it.
But see, the
is, so
fun
that's
thing
good.
is, if you don't watch the live stream and you wouldn't notice that, you probably won't see it in the final video. Because I'm going to end up reprinting the pins when we make the numbers. So I'll make 4 more pins, and if 1 or 2 of them break, I don't care, because I've got spares. And so that's the fun thing about
And that's why you
reprinting.
always print a bunch of small things. when you're
Lauren
making
calling
small
out my
things.
dad. Yes, you guys are the same.
She said yes, you guys
Lauren,
are the same.
It's even worse now that I'm 31 and my dad is in his mid-60s, okay? So I am much, I am much closer to 60 than I was the last time you remember me. So my dad jokes have only had time to mature and become terrible once again. But yeah, Slicer...
That implies that there was a point in time when they were not terrible.
Just looks and stares at Brad, and like audio only people are like, what's happening? What's happening? We told you earlier. Watch it on YouTube.
After leaving us a
it's
5-star
fine.
review.
God, you're old, she says. Not only did she correct herself to say you told, she said you're old, and it's still the wrong you're, and Jonathan just fixed it.
No, she-
But yeah,
it's okay,
I am
my
not
sister
looking
tells me that
forward-
every day.
I'm honestly not looking forward to doing the Slicer series, because basically after Kira, I don't know any of these other slicers. I have never used Idea Maker other than like
I've
in
used
passing.
Idea Maker. It's so weird.
I've never used Kirimoto. Oh, I've used Chitu Box. I guess I've used Chitu Box. So I've used that one.
I've used Kirimoto. I used it like once just to see when it was first a thing. I ran a print on the Persa. It's fine. It's somewhere in between usability of Kira and Idea Maker. It's a little harder to wrap your head around, but it's
It's going to be
mostly-
interesting. Once they're fully installed, my plan is to kind of walk through adding a printer into every one of these so that people can see how it's done. Yeah, even Allison's calling Lauren out. I love it. Yeah, we're going to show people the starting process, like what it takes to get a model rolling in the software. Adding your printer and all of that. I'm going to give my opinion on it and kind of show some special features that it might have over other programs. And that's basically going to be the video. The Prusa Slicer one was long because Prusa Slicer honestly has a lot of features. And there's no reason we shouldn't be utilizing them and showing them off. But
and it's growing every day.
Yeah, I had no idea that Slick 3R. We'll do one on Slick 3R too, but I had no idea that Slick 3R wasn't updated in over 3 years.
Is it even worth, honestly? I'm not sure it's worth doing just a video on Slick 3R. If you do a video on,
It's so close to Prusa Slicer, but part
if
of
you
me
do a
says
video on Super Slicer and Slick 3R and a couple other things, you
yeah,
bunch
do like
all
a
of
20-minute
the
video on like Super
weird
Slicer,
ones.
Slick 3R, Repetier Host. We can bring up an old version of Repetier Host.
I've never heard.
Uh-huh.
I've heard really bad things about that one.
Oh, it's real bad. Yeah. Back when when I was running a Thing-O-Matic, it's a wood, it's a 3D printer made of wood. I was going to say a wood 3D printer, and then I could reference our forest video.
Plug our forest video.
Yeah, shameless plug to our own videos. Yeah, it's going to be cool. We're going to do a whole gear video coming up where I kind of talk about the cameras and gear that we use to make these videos. I've got 5 boxes of stuff from Press Reset that we're going to be opening. I need to pay him, and he still refused to send me a payment information, so it's really upsetting me because I know it's not a lot. It's a non-trivial amount of money that I have here, and I want to make sure that I can pay him for it. But we're going to do a whole unboxing of all that equipment, which is hilarious because there's a piece in there that I need to accurately film the video for the video of the unboxing. So there's an off-camera
Magic.
There's an
Magic.
off-camera audio recorder. So instead, I'll just take my Q2U out there and film it with that, or I'll use we got some wireless lav mics that we might end up using too. But there's a lot of cool content. But boy, it's on top of everything else, and then all the back stuff. It's a lot. A lot more than I expected it to be, I guess. I think it's really because we're not as far ahead as I want to be. We're only running like 2 or 3 days ahead for our videos. So I'm hoping to burn out some of these slicer videos this week so that we can have a good like week to start filming other videos. But my assumption is that we're going to cut a video. One of the Monday, Wednesday, Friday videos might end up getting cut. And I'm thinking it might be the Monday video. I don't know. Because it sounds cool for the Wednesday live stream that from the live stream you go right to like a YouTube premiere where we can watch it live. I think that's a cool little feature that we could do, but I can't do that on Monday, right? Because I'm not going to live stream on Monday. I'm live streaming basically every Sunday. So, but yeah, we got Wexter coming on soon. I'm going to be trying to bring on a psychologist to talk about the psychology of 3D printing. Not psychology of 3D, psychology of small business, excuse me. My whole life is 3D printing. Give me a break. But
I was like, really?
She doesn't know much
That's
about
new to
3D.
me.
The psychology of small business and what it takes, right? Because there's a lot to small business and running a business that most people don't get, right? They don't understand. Oh, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. Shut up! It's not true. You work a lot of days in your life, and that's totally fine. But yeah, have a psychologist come on here and talk to us all about that. Looks like Tales from Tinkerage, right? Is that their name? Let me make sure I don't have their name wrong.
I've seen them on Geeky Face Discord.
Yeah, Tales from the Tinkerage, yes. They reached out to correct me on my jerk when we talked about jerk last week. By the way, oh my god, we were all wrong. I don't want to even... We were so wrong, but it's because the nomenclature is wrong.
What were we wrong about?
Jerk. Or did I only do a video on jerk? Didn't we talk about jerk last week?
I don't remember.
I feel like we did.
I don't remember what.
Whenever we talked about jerk, the whole idea of it is wrong. Jerk is way more complicated. But it's not. For 3D printers, what jerk should be, like in industry, what jerk is not what it is for 3D printing. I guess the original goal was to get all those like pieces programmed, but it never happened. There are a few slicers that support it and a couple of machines that support it, but that's it. It never caught on. Jerk, and this is so, jerk, according to Tales from Tinkerage, is the rate of change of acceleration, so how quickly the acceleration changes. It's the third derivative of displacement. Velocity is the first derivative, so how quickly distance in a certain direction is changing. Acceleration is the second derivative of displacement, and the first derivative of velocity. Sorry. Acceleration is the second derivative of displacement, the first derivative of velocity, so it is a measurement of the rate of change of velocity. That's what acceleration is. Jerk is best described by thinking of sudden braking in a car versus smooth braking. One has a low value for jerk and the other has a high value. I've always seen jerk to be more of a extension. Eric, I guess I shouldn't give his entire last name, but I believe it's pretty public. Eric, oh man, I gotta figure out when he said that to me, because man, jerk was kind of nuts. Okay, so in Marlin, jerk is what in many other controllers is called stop speed. So from what speed it does an infinite acceleration. So if you have an acceleration value of 15, it does not accelerate between 0 and 15 millimeters per second and vice versa, but just does it instantly. That is apparently what jerk means.
Sorry.
So, what?
I sneezed. I don't know if I muted it in time.
I'm pretty sure you did. I didn't hear it. I can hear you touching the buttons on your microphone, though.
Sorry.
It's fine. Allison says, I feel more abrupt is higher jerk. I don't think that's right. But I also don't know. Jerk is one of those things that's really confusing, and we went with an industry nomenclature for really no reason. I guess it is mainly because initially we started with 3D printer boards that were based on 8-bit Atmega chips, so Arduinos, right? And Arduinos can't run all that computational math, whereas 32-bit and now 64-bit boards can easily do it. So, I don't know. TLDR, don't change jerk settings! That's all that I can think of. But yeah, Eric and I had like a decent talk about it. All about jerk. So, yeah. Excuse me. Because, and I like this. I like that if you know more than we do about a subject, please email us, message me on Discord if you know my Discord. If you don't, become a patron so you can talk to us on Discord, or you can email us for free.
You can also message in Patreon.
Can you send messages on Patreon without being a patron?
No.
Okay, so that one won't work.
Fridge.
What?
It's background. You're good.
Oh, I heard something from the background. It's fine, Brad. You're good. I guess if you were running RTX voice, it must have just. I think it was your dad. I heard.
It was my dad.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. Because your audio is really quiet, because I'm pretty sure you're running RTX voice. Just when you use a car brake analogy, suddenly braking jerks the person in the car more than steadily braking. Huh. I guess that makes sense, but what Eric... I don't know. I don't touch jerk. There's no reason to. Leave it alone. Because then maybe you'll be the jerk. We don't want that to happen. If I learn more about jerk, I'm going to do a video on it, and I'm going to make that joke as my cold open. And I don't care what other people say. If I can make a video using scissors for 3D printer slicers and make a joke about not cutting paper with fabric scissors, and that gets the most amount of comments than the actual
It's true,
content.
though.
But like that little thing got more comments about it than the entire content of the video.
That's a hot topic.
It's a hot topic. You're right. It is.
You just don't do it.
Yeah, Amber would threaten to stab me if I did that.
With the non-fabric scissors.
Oh, so...
Wouldn't want to dull them.
Wouldn't want to dull them by stabbing humans.
I'm just
No,
kidding.
I get that though. Like I knew intrinsically, but Adam Savage is a great video on the Tested YouTube channel about this, and it's where it reminded me like I don't cut fabric, so all my scissors are for paper, right? But I think if we do a making with Amber series, we have
Although
to
rotary
do.
cutters are where it's at.
It's
Anyways,
true. Rotary cutters are the best for
You mean
fabric.
if or when?
we're in the negotiation process.
I'm gonna go with when.
We're in the negotiation stage.
Why don't you want to do this? It'd be fun. It'd be fun.
We'll figure something out.
We'll use the Osmo Pockets. You won't even know the cameras are there other than me, diatribing about subscribing, liking, and commenting.
We'll get something. I gotta make a decision. I gotta figure something out. That's all.
Allison says, of course, it's law not to use fabric scissors for anything
Thank
other
you.
than fabric.
Listen, rotary cutters and a
Rotary
cutting
cutters are
mat.
awesome.
Like, again, I am not a professional seamstress. I don't know all the technical terms.
It's a pizza
But
cutter, but for fabric.
But it keeps your fabric from moving all around when you're trying to cut it, because that's like the last thing you want is fabric that's cut unevenly.
Are rotary
and
cutters
much
relatively
faster.
new?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I couldn't tell you for a fact. Not really. Although they are really sharp, and I have cut my hands open on them, and it's fun.
Oh,
I'm looking for when a
That's fun.
rotary cutter was invented.
Here, I've got one right here.
I'm hoping that it is. Oh my god. Wow. Yeah, this shows a lot. Okay, so the
I don't know, Brad, if you've ever seen one, but it's literally just cuts, which let me engage the safety. My nail polish is coming off. So it has a little safety thing, so you can't cut yourself. But
so this
otherwise,
is
when the safety's
hilarious.
back, here, it retracted and spins. You just cut straight down, which it works great on a cutting mat.
that's cool.
Because usually when you're cutting with scissors, at least
It doesn't-
I just haven't. I'm not skilled enough. Maybe when you're cutting with scissors, it's harder to keep the fabric from shifting,
true.
which is why you want them really sharp. And then you can have your fabric move, and I'm sure there's ways and tips and stuff, but I don't know all those things. And this just saves me a lot of help.
Allison said, "Don't use rotary cutters."
a lot of
for
time.
Pizza. All right,
I
so
don't
here's what
It
I
does
recommend
did,
look like a
guys.
pizza cutter, though.
I mean, that's basically what it is. A pizza cutter is a rotary cutter. This one's just specifically not for pizza.
But I looked this up. When was a rotary cutter
Or
invented?
paper.
When do you think a rotary cutter was invented?
Yeah. Allison, mine has the little here. You can see it cover the blade on the back here. That's like a little safety.
Yeah, there's a little thing that comes.
Sorry,
up
my
the
camera
shelf.
doesn't autofocus.
When do you think the rotary cutter was invented?
Like 1700s, 1600s, 1500s. Like, I don't know.
Nope.
Well, technically, it depends what
1900s?
you. Okay,
Okay, when was the rotary cutter for fabric first made?
1900s.
I would say a long time ago, because it's a very simple. It's like the wheel. It is a very simple.
1979 is
Really?
when
I
the
was
Olfa
right?
company released the first
Okay.
rotary cutter.
But not like the idea of a rotary cutter. That's the first time it was commercially
Oh,
sold, correct?
Okay,
'Cause
but that
that's
was
more-
the first time they made one specifically for cutting fabric. So when do you think the pizza cutter was invented?
When was pizza invented?
Just give me a number.
Oh, I'm bad at guessing. I'm gonna guess wrong. Tell us.
1892. September 20th, 1892. So it was almost 100 years before we thought to sharpen a pizza cutter and use it for fabric. Gotta love humans. We think of food before we think of anything else.
That's what you do.
That's hilarious. Anyways, yeah, lots of videos on slicers coming out. We've got some more maker style videos coming out. As soon as we have the Patreon live, I think a week after we make the Patreon live, we will do the Patreon only live stream about where the set pieces should go. So you guys can hang out with us and see all about where we should put the set pieces. But we are coming up on 2 hours. I told myself we're going to make this one short. Here we are. Because Amber's here, and Amber's interesting as hell, so...
We'll have an extra live stream soon.
Oh, I have one too.
Damn, yours looks good, though.
Mine isn't that orange. Well, not that orange.
It's not orange. It's the Viva LeBrons.
No,
That's
no,
Viva
my-
LeBron's?
Yeah.
No kidding, it looks purple.
No, it
This is
doesn't.
Viva LeBron's too. The Loki.
It doesn't look purple.
Looks
What is wrong with your eyes?
A lot.
The Loki. This is Viva LeBron's.
See, it looks better there. Maybe it was just so big. Was getting some purple sheen.
And the
off
blue.
Of it.
And the blue.
You know, like
The blue
right.
I think it's reflecting like
It
red
might be-
shirt.
The blue
maybe,
is the Nightshade Elixir.
I thought. See, I was gonna ask if the Ahsoka was polyalchemy elixir.
No, I only have a couple of elixir colors. I'm looking at.
No,
Allison,
right. I was
Amber, Allison is asking for a making with Amber, and Allison is one of our biggest fans. Would you
I
want
can't
to
let you
disappoint one
down.
of our biggest subscribers? Amber.
obviously not. But what, real quick, Brad, I was saying that my Ahsoka that Grand printed for me is orange.
Do you remember how many tries that Ahsoka took, Brad? Do you remember how frustrating that thing was?
Thank you, Allison.
It was
I appreciate the
No.
support.
that Ahsoka was your Valentine's gift, right?
I think so.
Yeah. I think I did
That
like
sounds right.
10 or 11 tries, and it was all because I used crappy filament.
I
I was
remember it
using
jamming
a
now.
shiny bronze filament that we had, but it is terrible filament. It's Hatchbox's silk bronze. Oh my god, it's terrible. I refuse
Some of
to
their
use
stuff is decent. I used their stuff, Hatchbox stuff, back when I had an Ender 3.
it.
I will-
Look,
And I used a little bit of it for face shield.
we used to rep Hatchbox. I used to buy their stuff because you could get it way cheaper if you were a distributor, but you had to buy in 10 kilo orders, which is fine. But it was always quantities of 10. So if you wanted 11 spools, you had to buy 20. But you could get it for like $12 a spool, which is pretty good. But then they just pulled everybody's reseller accounts to focus on Amazon. That's all they did.
So here's the thing. Allison said, Amber, show Grant how to do things right. Making with Amber would not be technically correct either, because I'm not technically taught on anything. So most of my crafting skills are very on the fly, and don't get me wrong, I can learn how to do things technically correct, but making with Amber is very much just knowing how to use your resources and knowing how to use the internet, and like a lot of you guys do. And
The stuff I've seen that you do it very well.
well, I appreciate it. That's because I know how to hide my mistakes. So, know how to ask for help, know how to ask the internet things, and know how to search. I'm pretty decent at, finding things or resources, or spending hours trying to find other people that have done it into the dark web of the, okay, not the dark web, but, the dark corners of cosplay where like maybe one person's ever done it, and then you sit there and look at every picture at 2 a.m. and figure out how you can do it.
Oh, yeah,
So I
there's no other
definitely,
time to
I
do it than 2
definitely,
a.m.
I definitely use a lot of other people who have basically done the same thing, right? And you build your skills like most
The only
things.
time that's better than 2 a.m. is 3 a.m.
That's fair.
For doing research, you're absolutely right. Because I know I won't be
So,
bothered. at
Don't
3 a.m.
expect to learn technically correct things from me, but it'll at least be an adventure. That's all I can say.
If it's jank and it works,
Allison
is it
said,
really
you mean
jank?
like Grant's last life? Allison is throwing some shade at me right now. Throwing some shade at me. Yeah, I rode the struggle bus. We all know this.
You handled it well from what I saw.
But that's okay.
At least externally.
I'm happy to learn, and that's just part of the game, right? If I wish I knew everything all at once, but that's just not how life is. You got to learn it, and you don't start knowing okay, I'll put it this way: some people kind of just know everything by looking at it once, and those people are far and few between, and that is a very particular skill. But most people have to just learn inch by inch, or centimeter by centimeter.
Yeah,
centimeter.
Centimeter by centimeter. That's right. This is a metric. This is a metric podcast.
Yes, lots
Except
of research.
when it isn't. Allison said, sorry, couldn't
I
resist.
actually
Research
gotta
is key. You're right, research is key. But the reason I deliberately didn't research it, and I try not to research for the Wednesday live streams, is because I want it to be real. If I researched it and knew everything that I was going to do when I came on, I couldn't teach it as well as if I was learning it as I'm going. Yes, it makes it way more raw and real. But the idea of a live stream is that it is more alive and real. if I did all my research and just found this stupid part on Amazon, I would have designed something else.
But again, the whole point wasn't necessarily to buy it from Amazon. The whole point was just to show how to make things. And
Well, now we
maybe
get to...
not all people have really quick access to Amazon either, right? Like sometimes it takes, like, I know most people get stuff in 2 days, but there are plenty of people it takes weeks, if not more. So there's still valid uses for stuff like that.
This is going to be a start to our series. I got another part that I'm going to use for this, but it's going to be, so Great Scott, a great YouTuber, by the way. If you like electronics, Great Scott's a phenomenal YouTuber. Has a whole series called DIY or Buy. And
Pretty good.
yeah, I think this kind of spearheaded me into doing something similar, where we talk about whether you should 3D print it or just buy it off the shelf, because Amber was painting, right? Amber was painting the wall, and unfortunately, the extension rod that she was using broke. And it didn't break because it was made of plastic or wood. It broke all the way where the stupid roller attaches onto it, and it broke there because the plastic yielded. My goal was to do that part for this week's live stream, but I'm pretty sure it got thrown away in the moving process, so I may not be able to do it. But that would have been a cool part for a DIY or buy, because I don't think the 3D print would have lasted any longer, other than maybe if I made it out of like carbon fiber nylon to be a jerk. Because I
Or carbon fiber, or Persimmon's new carbon fiber polycarbonate.
If Prusa doesn't start selling hardened nozzles now, I'll be surprised.
I think they do.
But they're just V6 nozzles. I didn't know if Prusa was going to come out with their own. But yeah, no, there's the
you
new
mean
carbon
making
fiber
your
Oh no,
polycarb.
there went. See, I hit it.
Well, I think that's a good time for us to call the end of this podcast. Amber, thanks for hanging. Thanks for
Hey, I
holding.
saved it. We're good.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming to hang out with us at the last minute. See, it wasn't as bad as you thought it was going to be.
I didn't think it was gonna be bad.
It takes you a little bit to come out of your shell, we know.
I'm an introvert, guys.
I am also an introvert, but less of an introvert.
It's just not as
Same here.
apparent. It's just not as apparent.
Yes,
that's all.
I hide my anxiety very well. It's called editing. And then when we're on live stream, I just word vomit until I figure out what I'm actually trying to talk about.
Oh, thank you, Heather.
Heather says, have a super rest of your Sunday.
Back at you.
And Allison says in the UK we can get same-day things on Amazon. Sometimes, yes.
That's pretty
here
much the
we
case
are
here,
too.
but I know other
Sometimes
places in the
here,
country.
it's a lot better in like more populated areas.
That's
Yeah.
okay.
When
We
I
like
see-
living in not so populated areas.
I'm not complaining. I'm just
Yeah.
getting it.
Like,
Amazon
this came
now.
in 2 days. Honestly, I probably could have printed one faster, but we'll talk about it in the video, but it's going to be, injection
I ordered
molding
a new
versus 3D
color,
printing.
and it showed up in 2 days.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
the camera. It's the blue marble. The
Oh, and
specs
by
are-
the way,
yeah.
guys,
I love the blue marble.
we're going to be releasing the
Camera,
files
zoom,
for
show.
Hope eventually. But Brad wants to
Eventually.
release the files for Hope, and it's going to be a big fundraiser because it's going to be a pay what you can, right? So if you...
Donate what you can.
Right.
Donate.
Yes.
To Make-A-Wish.
Donate what you can, and it's all going to go to Make-A-Wish. So if you
Which is
want
pretty
to,
awesome.
if you want to donate, every dime that you donate goes directly to Make-A-Wish, and you can get a copy of Hope. And I think we're going to do it Humble Bundle style, where we have like a recommended donation that it starts at, and you can go up or down from there. But I think a recommended donation of $1 is perfect. It'd be really cool if we could raise enough money for Make-A-Wish that would encompass more than what I paid to have the model made, which I think would be pretty cool. Because I don't even think Brad knows what it cost me to have that model made. I don't know if
It
you know.
does.
I know what it costs for Daisy. I don't know what Hope costs.
Hope was more than Daisy. But that's okay.
But that's okay.
It was all for a good cause.
That's not the point.
No, it wasn't. But I think it'd be really, really cool because we donated that to Make-A-Wish. So we said, I don't want you guys to pay me. I want it to be an in-kind donation. And if the company is okay financially at that point, I will match a certain amount of donations. And that way we can, really ensure that we get some good money to Make-A-Wish because, yeah, Make-A-Wish is pretty friggin' awesome and they do amazing things out there for the community. So if you are looking for a charity that you would like to support, especially if you are supporting via Amazon Smile, Amazon Smile, smile.amazon.com. It donates 0.5% of all of your purchases to a charity of your choice. And while 0.5% is not that much, it's literally free money. It costs you nothing.
Better than nothing.
Right? In the past,
And if you buy a lot on Amazon, it adds up.
when
It
I
really
bought
does.
those 2 Saturns at, for $1,000 total, dude, 0.5%, that's $50 that just went to, is that good math? I think that's good math. Went to a charity of my choosing. No, that's
10%
$5.
is 100.
Damn it. Well, that's fine. That's $5. Now, that was before. I support the Amrock Fab Lab, which is a local nonprofit maker hacker space. But Make-A-Wish is a great option as well. So please make sure you guys are using Amazon Smile. I don't think the Amazon affiliate links that we give you can redirect to Amazon Smile. But yeah, if you do buy things, please make sure to use those affiliate links. It helps us out greatly and assists us in making sure that we can afford to continue to make awesome videos for everybody out there. But anyways, yeah, that's all that I got. Amber, since you've now done it a couple of times, would you like to send us off on an official live video?
No pressure.
No
Just
pressure.
kidding. Not at all. Just runs off the camera. No, just kidding.
Camera, bye. Unplugs the internet.
No, don't forget to call your loved ones because time flies really fast, and just do it. You won't regret it. And keep making awesome.
Have a good one. Get subscribed, leave a like, YouTube stuff. Do it.
Have a good day, everyone.
See y'all later.